Welcome to another episode of the KayfabeKast. On the Let me just start off by saying fuck Dean Ambrose. I don't like the guy. He was only good in the Shield, so maybe this booking's heading that way. Now my beef with Dean Ambrose is not personal. Maybe it slightly is, because when I met the guy he was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Dean, Miles, nice to meet you.
But the guy genuinely is not good in the ring. His moveset is so boring. That clothesline that he just like rattles back and swings back forward. It's so stupid. Wrestling is supposed to look real. The way Dean Ambrose works, he makes it so goddamn obvious that it's a work. And that's what I don't like. So the first step in booking Dean Ambrose should be keep losing to The Miz. So getting the belt off Dean Ambrose and giving it to The Miz was a good idea. But now, where does Dean Ambrose go from there? He shouldn't hold the IC belt because the last time he held the United States Championship for that prolonged period in the Shield, he did jack shit. So as a face superstar currently, Dean Ambrose should feud against some upper mid-card heels. For instance, Elias Samson seems to be that good upper mid-card heel, so for Dean Ambrose to feud with someone like Elias Samson is a good thing, but lose. Now, I'm not saying lose because I dislike you, Dean. I'm saying lose because I have other plans. Now, after Dean Ambrose loses a few heel matches, I want him to face a top-tier heel like Samoa Joe. Now, that's the type of match, that scrappy brawler type match, is something that will be really good with Dean Ambrose. He fits well in that environment. But at the same time, lose to Samoa Joe. That causes Dean Ambrose to completely snap, because he's already that lunatic, that unhinged personality. Just take that, run with it, turn heel. But wait, don't do it alone, because your buddy from Shield, Seth Rollins, is kinda also not doing so well as a face superstar. I seem to be forgetting someone. The big dog is not gonna turn heel. Oh my god, no way. Well, you can use that into a storyline. Have Seth and Dean spend weeks trying to convince Roman Reigns, look at what Braun Strowman did to you. You remember what Brock Lesnar did to you at WrestleMania? And then one night in a match against Finn Balor, Roman Reigns snaps, breaks Finn Balor in half, and joins and reforms the Shield with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Now, reforming the Shield are gonna push all three superstars on top of their game. Everyone will be afraid of them because they are on a path of destruction. No one can touch them except the newly formed Wyatt family. The Wyatt family are back. Braun Strowman is this newly formed monster, and Bray Wyatt is more conniving, is more controlled. And you know what? Bo Dallas is growing that beard out, so throw him in the mix. Now you've got an original Wyatt family where two members are actually family and then one monster with them, and you've got the Shield back, reformed, the old school people. Everyone loved the Shield. Everyone wants to see the Shield and the Wyatt family once more. Have that match at WrestleMania. It will be incredible, and then bury Dean Ambrose in the process, and I'm happy. Now, I didn't know WWE was about gardening. I mean, I thought it was a wrestling show. I didn't realize that Samoa Joe is plucking tomatoes, because that's how red Brock Lesnar's face was. Holy crap, dude. Did you see how red Lesnar got? Like, he was so red that his eyebrows kind of went invisible because he's so blonde in his eyebrows. Brock Lesnar sold the shit out of that. I mean, I knew Samoa Joe from back in the day, but Samoa Joe against Brock Lesnar, I would have never thought that Samoa Joe even had a smidgen of a chance of doing anything to the beast. But now they're getting me to believe again. I'm starting to believe that Brock Lesnar may be defeated by Samoa Joe. Now, we all know it's probably not going to happen, but the fact that seed has been planted in my mind. Now I think Samoa Joe could take on anyone in the roster, even if he does lose to Brock Lesnar. And that, my friends, is great storytelling. The heels. Now, a good heel turn usually means that you feel something. You feel like, hey, you know what? I wish he hadn't done that. So number 3 on my list is CM Punk. CM Punk evoked that passion out of me because I really liked him as a champion, and he was good. He was a very good face champion after a very long time. But unfortunately, The Rock stole his thunder and caused CM Punk to lose it and snap and say, you know what? This is my show. You can't just come back and take over my show. Punk obviously was distraught at the fact that, hey, this part-timer is coming to the business again, and now he's taking over my spotlight. I'm not gonna let that happen. And turned heel, and I could sympathize with him. I understood. But at the same time, I wish he hadn't turned. Now, going through the list of the number of times Triple H has turned on people, I've completely lost track. He's turned on people even when he was heel. So he just turned from heel to healer. And now, jogging my memory of all the heel turns that Triple H has had, I think my favorite one was the one against Shawn Michaels, when Shawn Michaels finally returned after 4 years of not being able to wrestle. And tying into this week's fantasy booking, Seth freaking Rollins buys in. I was legitimately upset at the fact that the Shield were now broken up. And that's the thing, they left us wanting more, and that's always a good thing. So when the Shield broke off and Seth Rollins was the one to turn, because everyone expected Dean Ambrose to be the one turning, but instead we got Seth Rollins. And it was incredible because Seth Rollins had one of the best heel runs in a very long time. But that heel turn was so good, it made me upset. I was genuinely disappointed that the Shield broke up. And when you can evoke that reaction out of your crowd, out of your fans, it's a truly magical thing. And I think they did it really well in hindsight. And for that reason, it's number 1. So the Bizarre One is back, this time with his own golden cameraman, and he is at number 10 for taking out R-Truth. It's not paranoia, it's the Usos for defending their titles against the Hype Bros. And one half of the Usos' wife, Naomi, is at number 8 this week, who defeated Lana in impressive fashion. The Lone Wolf has dropped down significantly this week because he wasn't really featured on the show apart from that match against Sami Zayn, which he won. Coming out and putting the big dog to sleep against the side of an ambulance, Braun Strowman, number 6. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, see ya, Enzo. Cass is at number 5. And this week's gardener, plucking fresh tomatoes off the neck of Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, is at number 4. Probably the only loser of a match to be featured so high on this list, Nia Jax ran through every woman on Raw before reaching Sasha Banks. And for that reason, the boss, Sasha Banks, gets number 2 over Nia Jax. And probably the only time that the top 3 of this list have featured all female wrestlers, with Carmella, the 2-time Miss Money in the Bank champion. She comes in at number 1. So I've been seeing a lot of stuff on King of the Ring, and I don't know if that means that King of the Ring might be coming back. But if it does, let's remember the last one that was featuring the winner to be Brock Lesnar. But if Brock Lesnar was the winner, then who did he defeat in the final match of the King of the Ring tournament in 2002? And to answer last week's trivia question, the team of Christian, Test, William Regal, and Lance Storm were called the Un-Americans. And these are all the people this week who got the correct answer. Give them a follow or subscribe based on their respective handles. That's it from me. I apologize again for the tardiness of these videos. I was really sick. I've recovered now. I'm back in business, and I will be putting out more content for all of you very shortly. So thank you all very much. Until next time, Kayfabe Jobber, out.